What's up, everybody? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. And it is just getting hot in here. The big news just dropped that Apple has kicked Fortnite off of the App Store after Epic Games. They snuck in an option to purchase in-game goods directly from them in their Fortnite app. Now, that circumvents Apple's 30% cut that they take from developers for all purchases inside of iOS apps. And since that violated the App Store guidelines, Fortnite was taken down from the App Store and given the boot. Now, in response to that, Epic Games, though, is now suing Apple. And you know what? Epic knows exactly what they're doing here when they enabled this direct payments feature in Fortnite that Apple says was not reviewed or approved. And I just didn't realize how crazy this was going to get because I started my day going through normal emails and I got this one from Epic originally in the morning, and it said, starting today, get discounts of up to 20% on V-Bucks and real money offers in Fortnite on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC, and Mac, and on mobile when using select payment methods. This isn't a sale. These are new discounted prices available anytime. And I thought to myself, like, wow, that's awesome. How are they going to do this? But 20% permanently? Yeah, I'm down. Well, then the news dropped that Apple removed Fortnite from the App Store, and it all started coming together because by them turning on direct payments, Epic is taking that 30% cut that Apple normally takes and then passing 2/3 of that back to its own customers. So if you were to buy 1,000 V-Bucks, Fortnite's in-game currency, that normally costs $9.99. Well, it would cost you $7.99 if you went directly through Fortnite's payment system. If you still wanted to go through the iOS app and Apple's payment system, those 1,000 V-Bucks would now cost you $9.99 like before, but then Apple takes your $3 of that for themselves. So Epic is already winning over the minds of consumers, right? For us, $7.99 is better than $9.99, and Epic CEO Tim Sweeney has made the argument for a long time now that mobile app stores are just no longer justified in taking the 30% cut that they take from all developers at this point in time. So they're making a point by doing this and putting Apple directly in their crosshairs, even if they are violating the App Store policies that developers all agree to. Epic's lawsuit is seeking to establish Apple's App Store as a monopoly, which isn't the best timing for Apple because they're fighting antitrust concerns with two ongoing investigations by the European Union over the App Store rules it imposes on certain developers, and their preferential treatment for giving apps like Amazon an exemption to the 30% take, something that they've done for certain streaming platforms. So yeah, so much for that argument about the same rules for everyone, Apple. Now, I use Comixology for reading comics, and they were forced to move off of direct transactions through their iOS app years ago because Apple was getting 30% off of all digital comic book sales back then. So sure, now I have to purchase them on a website, and then they show up in the reader. It's 2 steps to do it, but even that cut at that time felt heavy-handed just for a comic reader. Now, there aren't many companies that really have the power to really take on Apple and can pretty much continue business as usual because Fortnite runs on every gaming platform that you can think of. They're not dependent on the App Store. Sure, they make a good amount of money from them. And Apple, they may be the biggest app store on planet Earth, but again, Fortnite doesn't need Apple. So there's just not many app developers, if any, that can do this. And in a way, I do feel like they're fighting for the little guy and getting a whole lot of attention at the same time, because the bigger question to me is who's actually losing more money from this current breakup? Is it Apple or Fortnite? I really don't know, but with so many more transactions, you have to imagine happening on other platforms. Fortnite might be losing less. I actually don't know this, but that is just pure speculation. Now, Epic has also timed all this to be a very deliberate and coordinated campaign against Apple. So they first out put that email for 20% off of V-Bucks permanently. Then they flipped on the switch to go around the Apple Store for direct payments. Apple then instantly reacted by taking down their app, while Epic Games responded with a lawsuit in hand, and then they put out this clever video mocking Apple's iconic 1984 TV ad, painting Apple now as the monopolist and getting its fan base around the free Fortnite hashtag. The video is even called like 1980 Fortnite. And Apple did what they do. They fell for it. Epic knew this, unless you think that they had a lawsuit and this really nice polished video fully rendered in just a few minutes. No. Now, Fortnite did the exact same thing with their Android version by sneaking in an update to allow users to pay Epic directly. It took a few more hours to happen, but Fortnite also just got banned from the Google Play Store while I was putting this video together. And I just think it's amazing to see any company take on Apple directly. And you can say, hey, it's the App Store. You got to pay to play to be a part of the App Store. You always have. And you're right. But many longtime developers on the App Store have been saying, sure, but not this much after all these years. Now, I worked in retail before, so I understand margins. I mean, I worked for a company that we had to basically give up 60% to get on a store shelf. That is actual retail real estate. You can look at a digital marketplace similarly, but with a digital marketplace, the overhead costs are pretty much nothing. They've created the infrastructure. And I do give credit for Apple actually creating the whole app store. I mean, it wouldn't exist without them, but there's got to be some sort of fine line and compromise between the two. Now, if you've already downloaded the iOS version of Fortnite, you can still play it unless you haven't done any of the major updates that requires going to the App Store, like somebody here. And in case you're that person, you'll get a message that forces you to update the app through the App Store, but then you can't connect to the App Store because it was taken down, and you won't be able to play Fortnite anymore on your iOS device. I play it on a console anyways. See, that's what I'm saying. They're not dependent on the App Store. So if you're looking to do a new download, guess what? You won't be able to get it either on the App Store or on Google's App Store. But we know that Fortnite is like crack for its users. It definitely is for my family, my nieces, my nephews, and they're just going to happily find a different device to game on and just forget about iOS being part of the Fortnite ecosystem. Now, in a statement by Apple published by Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, it says they will make every effort to work with Epic to resolve these violations so that they can return Fortnite to the App Store. Translation, we'll let you back on the App Store if we get our 30% cut. Yeah, but Apple isn't new to having problems with gaming. Like in the past, they could never get developer support to put their top titles on Macs years and years ago versus PCs. I mean, the Mac as a gaming PC has always been just an afterthought, so they've never been looked at as a serious gaming platform. Now it's a little different. Their gaming problem is that they want to control everything through the App Store, and it's resulted in Fortnite kind of speaking up almost on behalf of everyone and turning on them. We also have Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass and Google Stadia. These are game streaming platforms that you'll find on Android devices, but Apple won't allow them on the App Store. And their reasoning is that they can't individually review all of the games offered by a cloud gaming platform as it would like it does with an iOS app. And okay, I see what they're saying, and I know that these are totally separate industries, but do they approve every piece of video content on every streaming service that can be viewed on their iOS devices either? Because they don't. And, you know, I would say if things keep going the way they are, look, streaming game services, they get better. 5G and wireless connectivity, that gets better. Streaming games are kind of the next thing. Well, Apple could be repeating a little bit of history by turning iOS into a platform that gamers won't care about again. So I want to know, what do you think about this whole Apple versus Fortnite standoff, or Fortnite versus the App Stores period? Which side do you guys agree on? Or, you know, do you think both are right or both are wrong? I know this is going to turn up the heat in the comments, so please just do it respectfully, but let's also just have some fun with this because I can't wait to see your thoughts. All right, that's going to do it for this week's video. You know the drill. If you like this, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my videos when they drop. Plus, if you want to just dive even deeper, you can check out my weekly podcast, The Apple Bits XL, where we cover it all with special guests. Also, all this work is independent, the podcast, the videos, and I'd love your support even during these crazy times. You can check it out, patreon.com/BrianTong. So thanks so much for watching. Take care, be safe. We'll see you next time. Peace and love.